What is up, everybody? The Red Dragon here. The number one question I get from jet players is, how do I beat a rocket if I don't have flares yet? Well, a guy by the name of Ford has created a video that answers that very question. Links in the description box. Check it out.
What is going on, guys? Ford here. And are you having trouble flying the jet in Battlefield 3? Does it feel like you're getting shot down as soon as you get in the air? Well, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to survive in the jet and also how to help your team out. So let's begin. If this is your first time flying the jet, your main objective is to get 400 points as soon as you can. Getting 400 points in the jet will unlock the flares. The flares are used to distract the incoming rockets headed your way. When someone is trying to lock onto you with a singer, you will hear this sound. And when they shoot the rocket at you, you will hear this sound. Make sure you don't deploy your flares until you hear the second sound. Since this is your first time flying the jet and you don't have any flares, let me show you some tricks on how to avoid the rockets without flares. So the best way to avoid a rocket is to never have it shot at you. When you hear the sound that someone is trying to lock onto you, the best thing to do is to get out of sight. If they can't see you, they can't lock onto you. So once you hear the sound that someone is locking onto you, see what's in the area. If there's a mountain nearby, try and get on the other side of it. If you're high up in the air, try and get as low as you can to the ground. This should cut off their sight of you and they won't be able to lock on. This tactic is very useful against helicopters and ground support. If an enemy jet is trying to lock onto you with heat seekers, your best option is to go into a tight turn. Alright, so let's say you can't get out of sight and you have an enemy rocket headed your way. What should you do? Well, I found if you bank hard left or right, the rocket won't be able to foul and fly right past you. This maneuver will be kind of tricky since you have to time it right. If you bank too soon, the rocket won't need to turn and hit you straight on. And if you bank too late, the rocket will still hit you. So with a little practice, you should be able to avoid most rockets. As soon as you hear the sound, I like counting to 3, then making my turn. To turn hard left-right, move the left thumbstick in the direction you want and press the left trigger. This will slow the aircraft down, making the jet go into a sharper turn. Just note, if you're really close to the battlefield, you might want to shorten your count since the rocket has less time to reach you. Again, with practice, you will get it down. If this maneuver doesn't work and you get hit by the rocket, don't worry. You will be able to regenerate your jet's health. Just make sure you get out of the area and wait till your health is back to 100%. Since you know how to dodge the rocket, let's focus on getting you those 400 points. If you're lucky enough to get into the jet in the beginning of the game, the first thing you want to do is take out the enemy's jet. This will get you a quick 250 points and you're well on your way to the flares. A good way to locating the enemy jet quickly is to go into third person mode. To go into third person, you click on the right thumbstick. So once the game begins, go into third person mode and head straight for the battlefield. The enemy's runway is directly across your runway on the opposite side of the map. Go and head in that direction. Your objective is to get behind the enemy jet as soon as you can. Most jet flyers aren't expecting action within the first 10 seconds of the game, so use that to your advantage. Once you locate the enemy's jet, try and get on his ass. You want to stay in third person until you're ready to shoot at him. Be patient. If the enemy jet is turning or going into a steep dive, stay in third person mode and wait till you have a straight shot at him. To get out of third person, click on the right thumbstick again. Once you engage in a dogfight, be careful. The enemy jet will do anything in his power not to die, so get ready for him to turn or try some maneuvers. To not lose sight of the jet, head back into third person mode until he opens up another opportunity for you to shoot at him. Just note, some dogfights might last all game. Just stay patient. You will make a mistake sooner or later. Also, playing with some guys you know won't hurt, since they will be able to try and shoot him down also. Just note, when you're shooting at another jet, you will have to lead them a little, just like you would a sniper. Shoot where they are going to be and not where they are, unless they are flying straight. So once you destroy the enemy jet, you still need 150 points to unlock the flares. Since the enemy jet is down, you have a couple of options. You can keep flying over the enemy's runway, waiting for the enemy jet to spawn in. You can go after any enemy helicopters in the air, or you can go after the tanks and Humvees. Well, since you want to help your team as much as possible, I like going for the tanks and Humvees. If you're playing with a couple of friends, tell them to start marking any tanks or Humvees they see. If they don't see any and you can't see any marked from the air, don't worry, you can do it yourself. What you want to do is climb to 600 to 700 feet up in the air and be kind of far from the battle. To know how high you are up in the air, go into first person mode and the bar on the right will tell you your height. The bar on the left will tell you how fast you're going. Once you reach your objective height, turn back into the battle and go into first person mode. If you're playing Conquest, focus on the areas the enemies has or is taking and start pressing the select button. If there is any vehicles or enemies in the area, you will have marked them. Once you have marked a tank, start shooting at them. Remember, the laws of gravity applies to guns in Battlefield 3, so you might have to lead them a little. If you weren't able to destroy the tank and flew past them, just climb back up to 600, 700 feet up in the air and turn around and do it again. Remember, keep pressing the select button when you're flying into the battle. This tactic will also mark ground support, and if your teammates kill someone, you will get the spot assist. So that's it, guys. I hope you like it. If you want to check out my first ever jet tutorial where I show you how to fly the jet, there will be a link in the description, or just come on over and check my channel out. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Till next time, later.